Hi, I'm Bhupati, belongs to Mechanical Engineering, International Shanmugha College of Engineering and Technology. Today's topic is boiler. In simple word, a boiler may be defined as a closed vessel in which steam is produced from water by combustion of fuel. Here, in boiler, in furnace, the fuel combustion will be takes place. By the combustion of fuel, the heat energy, by using that heat energy, the water is converted into steam. So the boiler, another name is called as a heat exchanger. The combination of apparatus for producing, furnishing, or recovering heat together with the apparatus for transferring the heat so made available to the fluid being heated and vaporized. Application. So normally boiler will be used in generating power, textile industry for sizing and bleaching, sugar mills, chemical industries for heating the building in cold weather and producing hot water. These are some applications of boiler. And boiler properties. Boiler properties, first thing will be a safety. So boiler should be safe under operating condition. So every operating condition, the boiler working should be very safe. Then accessibility. Various parts of the boiler should be accessible for repair and maintenance. So easily we have to access to repair and maintain the components of the boiler components. Capacity should be capable of supplying steam according to the requirements based on the application. For example, if we are using the boiler for in textile industry, that capacity is different. If we are using the boiler in some other heating purposes, that capacity of boiler will be different. And normally, high capacity boiler will be used for generating the electricity. Then efficiency. So should be able to absorb maximum amount of heat produced due to burning of fuel in the furnace. Then it should be simple in construction. Its initial cost and maintenance cost should be low, and the boiler should have no joints exposed to flames. Should be capable of quick starting and loading. Classification of boiler. The steam boilers are classified as according to flow of water and hot gas. Fire tube boiler, water tube boiler. Fire tube boiler. So fire tube boilers in this picture, here the combustion of fuel will be takes place. The hot gases will be flow through the tubes. So surrounding of the tubes, the water will be located. So the hot gas is flowing through the tube. That's why it is a fire tube boiler. It's if it is water tube boiler, the water is flowing through the tube and hot gases will be flowing over the tubes. See here, this is the locomotive engine. This is the locomotive engine cut section. Here n number of tubes is there. Here the combustion of fuel will be takes place. The hot gases is flowing through the tubes. Outside the tube, the water will be located. Obviously, the heat transfer will occur. The water is converted into steam. Then according to the method of firing, internally fired boiler and externally fired boiler. Inside the boiler itself, the furnace is located, that is internally fired. The furnace is located outside the boiler, it is externally fired. According to the pressure, low pressure boiler, high pressure boiler. In fire tube boiler, the hot gases passes through the tubes surrounded by water. The water gets heated up and converted into steam. The exhaust gas are sent to atmosphere through chimney. So like this, in this picture, the hot gases are flowing through atmosphere through chimney. So example for this type is locomotive boiler and Lancashire boiler. The next water tube boiler. Water is circulated through the number of tubes and the hot flue gases flow over the tubes. See here, the water in this picture, hot gases will be flowing over the tube. Inside the tube, the water is flowing. That's why it is a water tube boiler. N number of tubes are connected with the boiler drums through heater. The hot gases flow over these tubes many times before escaping through stop. The water is converted into steam and steam occupies steam space. So Babcock and Wilcox boiler, Stirling, Bell boiler, Velox, Lamont and Loeffler boiler. Here in this picture, that red color it is represented for hot steam production. That blue color represents for water flowing through the tubes. And according to the position of the furnace, Internally fired and externally fired. This we already discussed. Internally fired, the great combustion chamber are closed within the boiler shell, where in case of externally fired boiler and furnace and grates are separated from the boiler side. According to the position of principal axis, vertical, horizontal, and inclined position. According to the application, stationary boiler, mobile boiler. Mobile boiler is a locomotive boiler. The boiler will be moving at a particular speed, particular kilometer speed, that is locomotive boiler. According to the circulation of water, natural circulation, forced circulation. Natural circulation means without any external source like pump or blower, the water is flowing due to density difference. But in the forced circulation, the water will be flowing by the help of pump. According to steam pressure, low pressure, medium pressure, and high pressure boiler. Then comparison of water tube boiler and fire tube boiler. So water tube boiler, position of water and hot gases. Hot gases inside the tube and water outside the tube. Here, water inside the tube and hot gases outside the tube. Mode of fired, internally fired, externally fired. Operation pressure limited to 16 bar. It can be water tube boiler will be 100 bar. It is lower steam production. This is higher steam production. Then fire tube boiler is not suitable for large power plant. Water tube boiler is suitable for large power plant. Involves lesser risk for explosion due to low pressure. Fire tube boiler, but water tube boiler due to high pressure, it is more risk on bursting. Then floor area for a given power, it occupies more floor area. Fire tube boiler. Water tube boiler, which occupies less floor area. Construction wise, fire tube boiler is difficult and water tube boiler will be simple. And important terms of the boiler. Boiler cell. So boiler cell is the boiler cell. This will be a boiler cell. So the outer body will be a boiler cell. Then combustion chamber. So this will be a combustion chamber. Here the combustion of fuel takes place. Grate. So where the fuel are placed in that place is called a grate. Furnace. The entire portion is called as a furnace. Heating surface. This is the heating surface where the heat exchange takes place. Water space and steam space. This is up to this will be a water space. Above that rose color, it is a steam space. Blue flue gases. So after combustion, the flue gas will be passing over through the flues. Mountings and accessories. Mountings means some of the components are more essential for run the boiler, but accessories means it is used for increasing the efficiency of the boiler. So boiler cell. So boiler cell consists of hollow cylinder body made up of steel plates riveted or welded together. The shell ends are closed with the end plate. So this is the boiler shell. This picture will be a boiler cell. Both sides will be closed. Furnace. Furnace is the part of the boiler in which the fuel is conveniently burnt to produce heat. Grate is the space on which fuel is burnt. It consists of combustion of several cast iron bars, so arranged that fuel may be placed on it. Some spaces is always provided in between two consecutive bars, so that may flow to the fuel from below the grate, and ashes may drop into the ash pit. Ash pit will be located below the grate. Grate may be circular or rectangular in shape. So this is the grate. So this is the picture represent for grate. Here we have to place all the fuels. There will be a provision given for ash collection at the bottom, ash pit. Grate area. The area of the grate upon which the fuel burns is called the grate area. Grate area is always measured in square meters. Heating surface. The heating surface is the surface of the boiler which is exposed to hot gases on one side and water to other side. Water space and steam space. Water space is the volume of the boiler which is occupied by water. The remaining space is called steam space because it is needed for steam storage of steam in the boiler until it is drawn off through the steam pipe. Flue gases. Flue gases are hot gases produced due to combination of fuel in the boiler furnace. Flue gases usually water vapor, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, and nitrogen. Flue gas includes complete and incomplete product of combustion of fuel. So this is the video which will be shows the working of boiler. Thank you.